They say it's just an old lighthouse on a cliff. Silent, forgotten, harmless. But what if I told you it was never built to guide ships? It was built to trap something? Something ancient. Something still alive beneath it. People who go near it vanish. Those who return are never the same. And the scariest part? The light still turns on, even though there's nothing left to power it. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will change how you see the fog. Forever. They say the fog never really lifts from Point Reyes. It just lingers, thick and heavy, like something alive. And out there, perched on the cliff's edge, stands the old lighthouse, silent, decaying, and forever watching. No one tends it anymore. Not after what happened. Not after what was uncovered in the cellar beneath it. The locals don't talk about it. Not directly. Even the fishermen, men hardened by storms, go quiet when it's brought up. Some mutter about the keeper who vanished in 1939. Others whisper about ships that disappeared without a trace. But they never say too much. It's not superstition. It's fear. They say the lighthouse listens. It began with a young couple who hiked out to the cliffs one foggy September. The woman posted a photo near the lighthouse, smiling, her arms stretched out. Behind her, barely visible in the mist, was a face. Hollow eyes. A pale mouth, wide open like it was screaming. She never posted again. Her boyfriend was found wandering the highway barefoot 3 days later. He hasn't spoken since. Doctors say nothing is wrong with his voice, but something is keeping it trapped. Something wet. Something cold. Back in 1913, the first lighthouse keeper, Elijah Mercer, began documenting strange occurrences. He wrote about hearing voices in the fog. At first, just echoes, then names. His name. Then the names of sailors long dead. He described footsteps outside his room every night, slow and steady, stopping right at the door. One night, he opened it. There was nothing there. But he never closed that door again. Not until the night he walked into the sea and disappeared. They found his journal nailed to the inside of the lens room wall. The final 7 pages were covered in just one word, repeated over and over: below. Decades later, a maintenance crew sent to reinforce the foundation discovered a trap door beneath a rotting mat. No records mentioned it. The air below was thick and buzzing. Symbols were carved deep into the stone walls, some ancient, others like claw marks. In the center of the floor was a blackened circle of melted candles, and in the middle, bones. Not quite human, not quite animal, something else. After that, people began to vanish. One worker fell from the cliffs, his safety harness unbuckled. Another was found dead in his car, mouth full of seawater. The last worker was found in his motel room, his walls covered in writing. One phrase repeated again and again: the light is a lie. It does not guide. It summons. A local historian uncovered that, long before the lighthouse was built, local tribes avoided that land. They called it the mouth that whispers. They believed a creature lived in the cliffs, one that fed on voices, not to hear them, to consume them. The lighthouse, they believed, wasn't a beacon. It was a prison. And now the prison is decaying. Tourists still visit. They take selfies and laugh at the old legends, but their phones die near the lens. Watches stop ticking. Some say they feel someone breathing behind them, though no one is there. One girl claimed she heard her own voice calling her name from inside the tower. She turned, thinking it was her friend, but she was alone. She ran. Her shoes were found on the path. She wasn't. One ranger tried to shut the place down. He filed reports, took photographs, sent warnings. But the night before the inspection, he vanished. Only his flashlight was found, still on, lying at the base of the stairs. In the lens room, the glass was cracked from the inside, as though something had been watching and pressed its face against the glass. Now there's a legend. Teenagers dare each other to go. They say if you knock 3 times on the lighthouse door, it knocks back. Not from behind the door, from underneath your feet. Those who hear it don't sleep the same again. They say the fog follows them home, that their dreams are filled with that same face, pale, silent, screaming, until they disappear too. The keeper's house is empty now, furniture gone, windows boarded up. But sometimes, just before sunrise, a light flickers in the top of the tower. It shouldn't be on. The bulb was shattered years ago, and yet it glows, not white, red. They say the lighthouse no longer watches the sea. It watches the land, waiting, hungry. And every time someone tells its story, it wakes, because now you've heard it, and it knows your name.